What is happening, fellers? Today we're starting it off in the truck because it is windy AF for real. Today should be a pretty exciting video. We got a bunch of parts that showed up for James Brown, the Mazda RX-7 that I bought for $400. If you haven't seen those videos, go back and check them out. Just because they're not really good, but just chronologically speaking, it makes more sense. You saw in the last video, right at the end of it, UPS dropped off carpet and some headers. The flex plate was also dropped off, so we might be able to get the motor actually bolted in the car today, which would be sick. And then from there, I can try to get the headers in. Might have to bash, I'm pretty sure I'll have to bash the driver's side header a little bit. After that, I'm not really sure what we're going to do, just because I haven't planned that far ahead. But I do know I'm going to start heading over to the garage because it is getting cold just sitting in this truck in the 30-degree weather. Yeah, the only real goal today is just to get everything actually bolted in the car. And then the starter we can do from underneath on the lift. The block-off plate, you can get to that real easily. We can put an inline pump anywhere. What's up? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, my plan was to slap the converter in it, bolt the flex plate to the motor, and get the motor bolted in and see how the headers fit.
Get some training fluid to preload the torque converter first.
Nope, I looked that up. You can run it dry. You just, when you first start the car up, make sure the trainee's full and let it idle in park for a few minutes.
Man, I done that on a van. I put a new one in, let it run almost a fucking hour. Pulled the trainee back, slipped it off, stuck one cord in it, put it back in, and then it started pulling it all.
Well, I mean, I was just going to do it that way because I was lazy and cheap, but if we're going to hit the road anyway, we might as well stop and grab some. Alright, we just got back from AutoZone. Almost wanted to say Taco Bell for a second. Picked up some trainee fluid, a thermostat housing, and some new crank bolts, because the ones we have this ridiculous 12-point head on them, and we don't have the right socket for that. The one we have, we're pretty sure will just jump when we start putting some torque to it. So we got these regular 6-point heads. So I'm going to look up the torque specs for the crank bolts, get the flex plate bolted to the motor, get the torque converter filled and put that in the transmission, and then we can start to mate the engine and transmission, get that bolted in there. Fuck, I still have to finish welding up the drag link. Maybe another time. I can get to it from underneath, it's not urgent. This thing's not going to be driving anytime soon. So, let's get to that. Let's get back to work.
Air gun.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek. Skeletons are silly all the same. They'll smile and scrabble slowly by and drive you so insane. Sticks and stones will break.
Sitting right on it. Nope. I thought this side dumped. Okay. There's really no way.
I'm so spooked right now.
Nope.
I don't know what to do right now. I'm so spooked, you know? Like, I've never been spooked before.
Well, that's a good plan. Shot to hell. Something as it does fit.
Yeah, so the header, this one, is actually the driver's side. It wants to destroy the steering box. So we're playing around with the idea of running them backwards or getting stock log style manifolds. There's a part of me that's just kind of now hung up on this idea of running them reverse like that. You know? I'm actually not against that. Just running them down, 90 them right out. I'm not against that, actually.
A little loud.
Yeah. I mean, I've always had this theory that a car can only be loud if it's also fast, and I think as light as this thing, it's going to be fast. So I'd be okay with the loud here. There you go. Just like that. I don't know, we can run over to Jay's. He'll probably just say, here, take some of the manifolds and we can play around with those. I'm just so dejected right now. These are supposed to, I really thought these were gonna work. But, alas, it is no more. These, and the thing that really sucks is, to me, it's just too much of a pain in the ass to send them back. I mean, they were only, I think they were like 180 bucks, so it's not like I'm out a ton of money. I'm still irritated, that's why I want to reuse them, even if I do have to kick them out forward like that. Just got too much pride going on right now, I don't want to give up on them. I mean, this one over here, this one would be easy, just take it down, the collector comes out to about here, and then just a couple quick bends, and just take it right back to where the stock exhaust is. This one might, the collector might be able to turn down enough. Maybe. Yeah. Now we'll have to go up and around. But that would, if we did it like that, it'd make it easier to do a 90. Sounds like he's ready to go, so I'm gonna leave the camera here charging while we run over and talk to Jay. He's a buddy that does circle track stuff, so he has a lot of small block Chevy stuff laying around. So I'm gonna leave the camera here charging while we run over there. Alright, we just got back from Jay's. He didn't have the manifolds. These are not the manifolds you were looking for. So what we ended up doing was just flipping them around, and I am debating on honestly just kicking them out the front here. Just go full street outlaw with it. But aside from really just that one downer with the headers, everything else went together great. The torque converter's in, flywheel fit, got that all mated together, got the engine actually bolted in, which is sweet. Hopefully it doesn't have to come back out. One of these days, maybe tomorrow, we'll put this performer intake on it. Pretty sure that's a cast iron one, so this will save a little bit of weight too. It should flow a whole lot better. And I might actually take that back to my house and clean it up just so it looks a little nicer. Because this obviously is a show car, and that's a big priority. All in all, we're at like a 75% success rate. The torque converter fit, the flex plate fit, the engine's bolted into the car. The headers did not work. I mean, they kind of work. I think they'll work. I don't have any problem being different. So yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video working on James Brown here. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated the video, give it a thumbs up. Check out this one. You might like it. It probably sucks. Subscribe here. I probably suck. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.